Hello everybody, it's Bridget and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I've never done a look like this before on my channel, but it's inspired by a lot of looks you tend to see on BJDs. That means ball jointed doll if you're not familiar with the term. And we're kind of going after this slightly dark, Victorian, foresty kind of vibe. This look would be perfect for Mori Kei fashion if you're into that, or other rustic sort of Harajuku styles. And it could also work really well for certain Lolita outfits. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video. And without further ado, let's start doing our makeup. Oh! To start off our makeup, we're gonna prime as usual with the Cover FX Blurring Primer. You guys like my nails? I just got them redone. Oh my gosh. They were looking so bad before because the lady I wanted was booked and I wasn't gonna go and have them done by someone who didn't know what they were doing. So, they grew out and looked so nasty. But look at them now. They're so good. Now we're going to use the Morphe Luminous setting spray to create a barrier between the oils of my skin and my foundation. Now it's time to color correct under the eyes with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Peach Corrector. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation Concentrate. Usually I mix in the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua, but for this look today, I think I want it to be more matte, so we'll go in with this alone. It has been a while since I used this foundation on its own. Let's see what happens. Don't forget the little crease where your nostril meets your cheek. It's like, it's really hard to get in there sometimes. Oh, now that is a little more full coverage than I'm used to looking at. Oh, but it looks good. It looked great. I do like full coverage foundation. If you want full coverage, like the real deal, this is one of the foundations that will get you there. Believe me. Oh, we'll get you there. Believe me. Oh. Now I'm going to conceal with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Next, I'm going to set the face with the Coty Airspun powder, and even though I usually don't set the entire thing, I want to experiment again and try it, because sometimes I get into a mode of doing my makeup a certain way, but then I want to try different things, and sometimes something that didn't work previously works because of some other thing I'm doing differently. So anyway, we're going to go in and try to powder the entire face. Since this is going to be a matte look, it'll be somewhat appropriate. Sometimes if your foundation isn't set, or you have some kind of a cream and then you apply powder over it and try to blend, it's not going to be as smooth of a blend and there could be patchiness, so it depends. Usually it's okay when I contour and stuff, but just want to try this out today and see how it works. Oh, now this is bringing me back to my theater and cosplay and princess party days. Oh my gosh, I used to be matte and dry and ready to go and take on that photo shooter stage. Woo! And now we're gonna go in with my favorite contour powder, Anastasia Beverly Hills in Fawn. Oh, such a perfect name for this whimsical and forest-inspired makeup. The brush I'm using here is the Morphe M557, and I like this brush for contouring because you can see it's very small. It allows you to have a lot of control because of that. Whereas if I used a fluffier brush, it wouldn't be as controlled. Now I'm going to take this flat brush and we're going to go in and mark up the initial guidelines for contouring our nose. Out of all things in makeup, I think nose contouring is probably the most difficult thing for me. And the reason for that is because the skin on my nose is just a lot different than the rest of my face. And my nose has a lot of pores on it as well. So it makes contouring the nose really difficult. Because sometimes the product will skip and just not perform the way that I'm expecting it to. What I tend to like to do is to lay down some guidelines and then I go in and blend it, and then I'll take a powder foundation and then go over all of that just to meld everything together and make sure the lines aren't super harsh. Now I'm going to take the Morphe M513 and blend this all out. Then I'm going to take the Bare Minerals Kabuki brush and go over this entire thing just so that everything gets diffused and isn't looking like two lines down the center of my nose. Here's the first eye all done. Now let's do the second eye together. This is a very complicated eyeshadow look. It's great for photo shoots and things, but I wouldn't recommend doing something like this when you gotta rush, because whenever you're working with darker colors or more pigmented colors and lots of them, that requires a lot of blending. It's not hard per se, it just takes a long time to achieve. So just keep that in mind and let's jump on into this very editorial-like look. I always recommend priming your eyes before applying any eyeshadow because it's just going to make it all look so much more pigmented and better, and it's going to help hold your makeup throughout the day. But for this look, it's especially important, so make sure you don't skip primer on this. This is the P. Louise base in Rumor 1. And make sure to get it all the way up to the eyebrow because we're going to be applying our eyeshadows very far up on our eye. Next, I'm going to apply the color Limit to my brow bone. What this is going to do is set up a base for our makeup to be blended onto, and it's going to start to darken up the eye just a bit. Taking the rose gold palette from Huda Beauty, I'm going to dip into Suede, this grayish shade here, and I'm going to start to build the actual shape of the makeup. And I'm using a brush it's not exactly a packing brush, and it's not exactly a fluffy brush. It's kind of in the middle. It's a fluffier packing brush. What we're going to be creating today is a halo eye, which means it's going to be dark here and here, and then the middle is going to be light. And then we're going to be making a semi-rounded shape. So the color is going to come up here, but then it's going to sort of be a straight line. I'll show you. It's kind of a weird shape. Now we're going to go back and blend with the Morphe M514. So to blend, what I'm going to do is just run my brush very gently back and forth. And you'll see as I keep doing this, the edge starts to diffuse. And you can kind of use circular motions as well. Then I'm going to dip back into Limit. And that's going to help to diffuse the edges even further. If you find that your eyeshadow is having trouble blending, go ahead and dip into a slightly lighter shade and then use the diffusing motion like this, and it should blend out for you much easier. Unless it's a crap eyeshadow, then you got problems, but this is probably going to work. Next, I'm dipping into the color Cocoa from the Rose Gold palette again, and I am going to add this to the inner and outer corners, starting to round it out and create that halo eye. And we're also going to apply a little bit of this right here. And slightly above where that gray is. I'm blending this out with a M514 once again. Next, I'm going to dip into the color Nooner here. And again, we're going to just continue to darken up and cool down this look. It's a little bit warm right now, and you see how this eye has more of a gray tone to it? That's what we're doing. We've laid down this warm groundwork so that the eye blends out to a warm color, but now we're going to deepen this section here so that it's more concentrated with the grayish brown. And that's just our first layer. I'm not even going to bother blending it out yet because we're going to add another color. This time, the color Dessert from the Morphe 15D palette. But I can't see what I'm doing. Oh wait, no, that's Epic. Now I'm going to dip into the color Soul from the Anastasia Norvina palette, and I'm going to apply this right here to the inner part of where the halo is going to go. Again, this is just to create a slightly cool base, and then I'm going to blend it out. And now I'm going to dip into Dark Side, and again, just apply this to here to give more dimension and darken up the look. Now I'm going to spray my brush, and I'm going to go in with the color Mugshot. And we're going to apply this to this little area right here. Now we're going to go in and use the color Wild Child from the Norvina palette and apply that over that. We're gonna apply over this color and then down. And that's gonna really give an artistic look to this makeup. And it's also going to make this look more soft and feminine. This isn't what I would refer to as a gothic look. It's more of a like dark forest doll kind of look. And so applying this pink here is going to calm down all of the dark colors that we've already applied. This is Makeup Forever's Aqua Lip, and I'm going to apply this under the lash line as a base for our reddish shadows. Now we're going to blend it out with an M562 brush. Now I'm going to go into the color Demure from the Huda palette, and we're going to apply this over that base of lip liner. And now I'm going to use this color and this color from the Juvia's Place Coral palette. Sometimes I like to go like this because the little bag area under my eye is pretty flat, so I have to go like that to actually see my bag. And we're going to apply this color right here just so that we can connect the top and the bottom of the makeup. I'm going back in with Wild Child, and I'm applying this color even more. Sometimes you gotta do this sort of thing in a few layers, and we're pulling it down. Oh, that looks so good! Then we're gonna dip into the color Dazzling. And this is gonna be the color we're gonna apply to the center of the lid. And I'm also gonna go in with this color right here from the Juvia's palette. For eyeliner today, I'm going to be using the Mersey First Pen Eyeliner in Brownie. Now, I never do this, but for this look, it's going to work. We're going to line the bottom part of the eye. Now I'm going to line my little inner rim with the Bibia Last Auto Gel Eyeliner. Taking the color Sweet on a pencil brush, I'm going to use this to diffuse that eyeliner we applied on the bottom. And now I'm going to apply mascara and lashes off camera. And now with the lashes applied, you can see both eyes complete. I think we need a little more action down here, but I'm going to apply some blush first and then see where we need to go from there. I think these lashes are the Diamond Eye Girly Eye, but you'll have to check the description below to be sure. For blush today, I'm going to be using NARS Gaity because it's a very, very cool pink, and it's going to go really well with this eye makeup. I'm going to start by applying this with a small highlighting brush. This is the Morphe M501. And we're going to start under the eye and slowly build up. What I'm kind of doing is applying color here, and then I'm going like this and creating a C shape. Now I'm going to go in with the Chanel blush brush and build up the color even more. I'm going to go in with the color Bubblegum from Jeffree Star and apply this under the eye as well, but in this general area here. Oh, yep, that's what we needed. Sometimes when you're doing this Igari style blush, you'll want to go in with eyeshadow of some kind that's in the color that you're looking for, because sometimes blushes don't have quite enough pigment to get the look you want. And as a finishing touch, I'm going to highlight with Pink Diamond from the Huda palette. Hey guys, my memory card filled up in the last tutorial. I still have the outro from that same day, but I'm going to show you how to do the lips. If you notice anything looking a little bit different, that's why. But anyway, let's jump on in. The first thing we're going to do for this kind of creepy BJD Victorian lip is to use a lip liner, and I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Aqua lip in the color 14C. We want that very dramatic looking doll lip. Now I'm going to take the NYX lip liners in Pale Pink and Sway, and we're going to continue to layer these. And I don't know if you can see, but on the bottom here we're creating this bumpy shape. Going like this with the liner so it creates this crescent moon shape. So we have this bumpier bottom lip. That's a very BJD sort of thing to do. Now that we have this initial shape, we're going to blend it out, and I'm just going to use my finger. Now I'm taking Hot Red from NYX. And then I'm also blending this out with a blending brush. Now we're going to go in with some brownish eyeshadow, and we're going to deepen up the lip with that as well. I'm going to use the color Epic from the Morphe 15D palette and maybe a little bit of Define. I'm also going to go in with Sweet. Yeah, we need that darkness. Now I'm going to go in with two glosses. First, Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Metallic Rose. And then I'm going to go in with one of the NYX Melted Latex glosses in the red color. And here's the completed lip. Hopefully when you see this next footage, it won't look too different from what I initially did. I feel like this might be just a tad more purple, but this is the general technique I use to get to the final lip look. And here we have the final makeup! Oh, this look was really fun to do. You know, I don't do these sorts of looks very often, but you know, my theater and cosplay backgrounds kind of got me more attuned to that crazy makeup. But, you know, sometimes I like to keep it a little more simple for my beauty, but, you know, this kind of stuff is fun. Next time you're wearing a Mori girl outfit or, you know, some classical outfit that's a little darker, you should try this makeup out. It's really fun and it looks nice. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video. I've got lots of new content in store. Of course, all of it makeup based and super kawaii. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!